we discussed on Wednesday, this is the follow-up Friday video. It's detailed, it's in-depth. We're outlining why we're changing the direction of this channel, what you can look forward to, why we're looking forward to it, and it's gonna be different. So let's get into it. So why? Let me tell you a little story. When Charles and I started this 2 years ago, we just had this idea. I had this great opportunity that I was monetizing using short-term rentals and Airbnb, and it was working really well. I had really thought about it. I created this 15-year plan, and it was working. And so we wanted to share with people, help others benefit, like do it themselves, realize their goals, realize their dreams. And even people with a ton of real estate experience and multifamily housing and long-term tenants were unaware of this opportunity. And 2 years ago was a long time ago. There was much less competition. There was much less advice on the internet about short-term rentals and Airbnb. Airbnb was a fraction of the size that it is today. And so a lot's happened in the 2 years. And consequently, Charles and I feel a little, I don't know, bored, is that the right word? Bored perhaps, with tips and hacks and suggestions. We've created 250 great videos. There's a content library out there that I'm super proud of, filled with all the tips and hacks, but our energy level and our excitement and our creativity thinking about how-tos and suggestions and so on, like, it's just, I feel like we've done that, we've been there, we did it well, and it's time to move forward. And so we spent 5 hours yesterday just sitting down, sharing a cup of coffee, catching up, what Charles is up to, what I'm up to, what I'm working on, what he's working on, and it's all great. And we were really inspired and motivated by all that. We've been thinking about changing the channel for some period of time, and yesterday was sort of that perfect time, right? Like the forces came together, we were in the right place, we were talking about it, we were being really honest, and we came up with some great ideas. And now we want to take our content to a higher level and our education to a higher level. And what that means is it's more of a show or a documentary, if you will. I've got Charles, and he's got great skills and editing skills, and there's so much stuff happening right now in real time that I want to document it. And I'm not documenting it because I know it's going to work, and I'm not documenting it because I know I'm building this and it's going to be fantastic. I'm documenting the journey. I'm learning, I'm failing, I'm winning. I don't know what it's going to look like. I can't tell you, but I know that between Charles' skills and my abilities and what I've got going on, there are real lessons to be learned here. It's not scripted. We just filmed a conversation I had yesterday. Basically, I think the hospitality comes in the truest sense of the word, which is in anticipating their needs before they are needs and solving for the problems. And it's not like ringing a bell for a butler. You know?
Right. It's hosting as opposed to serving.
Yes, exactly. You'll hear in real time the questions that I ask and the answers that I receive and what the follow-up question is. And so it won't necessarily be quite as do this or I recommend that, but you'll see how I think and how I behave and how I work with people and teams and what the follow-ups are. And hopefully that modeling will serve as maybe mentorship. I wish I had this sort of video to watch, like go watch some person doing real estate development deals and monetizing it using its short-term rental. Just follow them behind the scenes and peer over their shoulder and see what they're asking and who they meet with. And they met with the permit here, and okay, that's what we're going to do. If there's something that's really worthwhile and important to update you on, we're going to make that video. All we're saying is that's not the entire focus of the channel. We've kind of done that. And now the content and the idea must stand on its own. It must help a lot of people. That's why we started this project, so we're going to continue doing that. But we're also going to open it up to what I think is going to be much more interesting, longer-term content, and the kind of content that for my legacy and my kids and my grandkids and so on, they're going to hopefully say something like, wow, Richard was really ahead of the time. He really innovated. He saw things that others didn't see, and he went out and took the risk and he created them. And I'm so glad that I have this video footage of grandpa, great grandpa, whatever, building this facility, this Airbnb hotel, the first ever, this camping type experience. So I'm really excited about that. We will make the film and the content if it's good enough and it stands on its own merit and it's helpful to enough. All right, so you may ask how we're going to do this, and that's pretty straightforward. Charles and I have committed to having him. I'm going to fly him out to each of my locations, whether it's in the Outer Banks of North Carolina or Idaho or in Wyoming, where I have a couple of different projects, and not just once, but throughout the process. So we're going to document sort of, I'm walking around, I'm meeting with the permitting people right now. I hope that this happens and that happens. We're going to document it, and then based on those results, we may go back a month later, a week later, who knows, and document the next step. So it's actually going to be quite expensive and very time consuming on both of our parts, but we think it's really worthwhile. And just to put it in a little bit of perspective, I surprised myself. I have a lot of balls in the air. I have a lot of things going on. It's super exciting time in my life. I counted the number of rooms that I'm actively pursuing, bidding on, in contract, negotiating, identified and working on, that Charles and I are going to be filming. And you won't believe, I couldn't believe the number. It's 285 rooms. Now, it's in a few different locations, it's a few different purposes and uses, and again, I don't think 285 is even remotely likely. 185? Yeah, seems like that could happen. 185, 200, so that would be about a third of the deals fall off the table. Well, you're gonna watch that because we're gonna film it. We're gonna tell you why the deals fell apart, and then we're gonna focus on the 2/3 that are going forward. And that process could take months, quarters, years. Remember, this is a slow process, and we're gonna document it, and we're excited about that, and we hope you are too. All right, a couple of other things to note. We're gonna be decreasing the frequency. We're gonna go down to twice a week. Right now, Charles and I are thinking about maybe Tuesday, Thursday is the right approach, but we're not gonna be doing 3 going forward. And I just really wanna reiterate again that the reason that we're doing this is because we wanna create content that's compelling, innovative, disruptive, that's really capturing the passion and what it is that we're working on. And there's so much, 285 rooms in, I don't know, 6 or 7 different places. That's rich content and super exciting. That's where I've spent all my time and energy all summer long, and am likely gonna spend all my time and energy for the next quarter, year, 2 years, 3 years. So I wanna document it, I wanna preserve it, I wanna bring you along for the journey, I wanna hear your thoughts and your insights and learn from you. So please go ahead and like the video and subscribe. I can't wait to get this thing started. How about you, Charles? Ready. Yeah, buddy, let's do it.